why Gen Z does not want to work, or why me, Annie Long, does not want to work. This video is a reflection on the different ways that jobs are portrayed and perceived in media in this age and how it affects people that may be like me when thinking about career. Gen Z is kind of just for the title. There are many people within Gen Z, so this is not meant to be an overgeneralization. So I think we have the influencer epidemic for sure. It's like everyone wants to be an influencer, everyone's somewhat an influencer, whether it's part-time or full-time. I will say being an influencer is a pretty fun job. There are stressful parts of it. There's often quick deadlines and turnaround times for brand partnerships, but as I've talked to more people that work different jobs, I think the stress and emotional turmoil you face as an influencer is hard, but I think a lot of it is kind of within your own control, right? For instance, emotional turmoil. A lot of the times we get more emotional turmoil and hate the more vulnerable we are with our audiences or what we share. It's totally possible to be a faceless creator that makes a lot of money sharing their Amazon storefront links for home decor. That is totally a profitable business to have, and you're likely going to get less hate comments compared to being like an Alex Earl. So I think even if the job is very stressful, I think sometimes it is self-inflicted, or there are ways to emotionally regulate in a way where you can separate yourself from your personal brand online. I think as a result, because I've had a lot of fun as a content creator, it's hard for me to think about in other fields of work, like when I've worked at startups or even done an investment banking internship, what that's supposed to feel like. In the sense of, I think it's very important for your job to be fulfilling. I feel like all the companies I've worked at was very fulfilling, but I think especially if it's a small company, right? Sometimes you just have to take out the trash for the team, especially if you're a startup founder. And sometimes it's not going to feel fun all the time. I think it's just like as a content creator, when it's not fun, you can kind of pull back. It feels a little bit less overwhelming, and it's more just about being self-aware, knowing when you need to take a step back. And I'm aware that this video is going to come off as very privileged to a lot of people. This is mainly just to share my experience, and I'm sure that at least a niche population is going to resonate with it. But the TLDR is that the influencer career, or just online career is very much romanticized online. And I think it is something that people should feel agency and empowerment, that being a creator is something that they can totally do. I think everyone has a unique, compelling, interesting story to share if they just tap into that introspection and figure out what their personal brand would look like. Sometimes I have people in my personal life where I start thinking, how as a personal brand consultant would I frame them? And that really gets me to think. It's very interesting. But I think it makes work seem like it's something that's supposed to be very fun, and it's something that we should have time, location, freedom. I should be able to work in the south of France. I should be able to be a drop shipper that lives in Bali. And to me, it just makes any work that feels remotely limiting or challenging or high stress feel like it's too much. And I'm like, is employment supposed to feel hard, chat? And I feel like older generations just did not have the same feeling. It was like, yeah, work is going to be hard. I'm just going to grind it out, provide for my family. But I think we want a lot more fulfillment in our jobs, or enjoyment. Maybe it's because we do see our work as a very important part of our life. And I don't think that's really bad as Gen Z. I think it is beautiful that we want to find purposeful things, that we care about not burning out, that we want to leave behind a legacy and a purpose outside of being a cog in a machine. But I think sometimes it does lead to this burnout or lack of delaying gratification and staying at a company for the long term. I mean, we even see the trend of people spending like 1.5 to 2 years in a company and then leaving. In my parents' generation, or at least in China, the culture is very different in their time. So it's become a lot more normalized to always be switching around, and I don't think it's actually bad when you're at such a young, informative point in your career, because you should experiment. You should try new things, and being in a lot of companies is useful, but it's like, when does that discovery process end? And it's like, our 30s are the new 20s. Our 40s are the new 20s. So this is just a little thought dump about what I've been questioning as, should work be fun? I think work should be fulfilling, right? But let's say you work at a company, you feel like your work is very fulfilling, like it helps a lot of people, but you don't enjoy the tasks that you do. Is that job a net positive for you? That fulfillment is so great that maybe not enjoying the individual task itself is worth it. If you are older than me, I am 19, just about to turn 20, and feel like you have more of a wealth of experience or thoughts on this, I definitely invite you to share.